welcome everyone to our exclusive podcast interview with this is Friday and it's a learning Friday for everyone. Hopefully you if you are watching this, hopefully you are safe and having a good time, and for all the entrepreneurs, please check this out because we have a very interesting guest, and this is, by the way, Joe, if you are not aware, we are actually at the 70th episode now. We're so honored to have you here, our guest here. So, Joe, please introduce her.
So our guest for today is the general manager, and slash she will not want me to say this, but I'll say it anyway for the benefit of our viewers. One of the founders of Emprise Management Services. We're gonna talk a little bit about Emprise, but and more about our guest today. With Mona Ampuan, welcome to the Big Picture Podcast.
Hi, thank you, Joe, and thank you, Dave. Hi, everyone, and to all the followers of Dave and Joe and the Big Picture Philippines. So,
Yeah,
yes, my name is Mona. You can call me Mona,
Mona, thank
and
you.
it's such an honor to be here. And I hope to share my entrepreneurship journey, and I hope that we can all learn to see, think, and act big, right?
Yeah,
Right, Dave
yes.
and Joe?
I like that.
I like this. I like this already.
Yeah,
Yes.
as you know, Mona, no, we always interview people who have started their business because I believe that anyone can start a business, especially in the Philippines, and especially someone like you who
Yeah.
is in Basilan right now, if I'm not
Oh yeah,
mistaken.
Yeah.
Very
I'm in an
far.
island.
awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
Hopefully we
Mona,
can visit there. Go
yeah,
ahead,
we're
Joe.
so
Yes, yes,
ecstatic. We're
please.
so excited that you're here with us, and you'll be able to just talk about your story. But so in that line, Mona, can you talk about a little bit about yourself at the same time, leading up to um, what's the mindset, what's the reason for creating an organization, a company such as Emprise?
Yes. Okay. Well, we are still very young. Actually, we are only on our third year.
Oh, that's good.
And we built Emprise because, there are for those who are business owners or who wants to be running their own businesses but we don't know how to start. So we want to guide them and really start small until, unti-unti they can stabilize their operation until they're ready to scale up. So we started just assisting from business registration to business model, but on a very micro level scale lang naman. It's not something huge. It's really just if you want to sell, for example, if you want to start selling cupcakes and you want a booth in a mall, so how do you start, diba? So we help you, set it up. Of course, we don't do everything. If we have partners who are experts, like for example, in marketing and designs, so we connect them lang, and then basically helping the business owner create the bigger picture for them.
Wow. Yeah, so
Mm.
I'm loving the
really
keywords here.
nag-research to. But yeah, Mona, no,
Yes.
because I feel
No,
we've interviewed,
yeah.
yeah, we've interviewed
Okay.
a couple of people recently more on the digital kasi we try to go with the digital angle right now with
Yes.
the pandemic happening. But for your case, you handle physical business, specifically restaurants or hotels, right? Or do you have any
Yes, one
target?
hotel.
Okay, so yeah, so what is the can you share to us what is this business model that you're talking about na pwede pala tong someone can start this pala. Yeah, can you share about how this all works? So is this a consultation? Ano ba? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, for us naman kasi we were lucky because um, we know people who you know who already have what they like to do with their business, and so they just needed people to handle it for them. And
Mm.
so that's where the whole idea started, actually, when we started the coffee shop Moro Cafe in Cotabato. As we were uh, trying to make everything work together day by day, we realized that um, you know what, we can do a sideline, maybe to help other startups or cafe owners to start their own cafes as well. And since we already have the suppliers and the trainings and the know-how, so me and my husband said, okay, maybe some people are interested. And so yeah, we did meet other people until we ended up with one hotel in Basilan and a catering business. So yeah, it happened too fast, like what I posted in our group at the founders community, um founders mastermind community, diba, that everything happened too fast. And so of course the challenges were overwhelming, but we just learned it day by day. And we're even surprised because a lot of opportunities are still coming in, even if like for example now pandemic, but we already have 2 clients lined up for Zamboanga,
Wow.
after
Wow.
everything settled down a bit. Yeah, it's a healthy diner and also a boutique hotel. So but we're still in the process of building it. So yeah, hopefully you can also go to Zamboanga and check that out. But ideally, what I want to say is that um, if you have an idea, maybe a product or a service in our case, just believe wholeheartedly that it will work, and then just build that company from scratch, even if you have less capital. Just heed no boundaries. Try to assemble a small team, but that are really loyal to you. And then you start from there. You start small and you dare the world to stop you, diba? Just go
Wow.
with it.
I love that.
Dare
I
the
love that
world to
idea.
stop you.
So Mona, just so people will understand more what exactly you guys do. Let's just say I'm a newbie. I have an idea. I have some level of capital. I come to you. What are the things that will take place in that particular meeting?
Well, we'll have an exploratory meeting, like we get to know each other lang. And then what do you want to do, we listen. Most of the input will have to come from the business owner, actually. So
What are
because
the usual questions
it's
that
your
you would be asking
business.
me, for example?
Well, basically we draw the business model from your
Ah,
idea.
I see.
But if
So,
it's a more complex one, of course we'll hire, depending on the budget,
right.
we'll hire experts for it.
So in a way, you're helping businesses business owners give birth and structure to their idea so that it can be launched to the market. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
But on a micro level, not naman the huge ones.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a micro, like incubator.
Micro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ganun
actually,
lang. Small,
yeah.
small
So
lang.
actually had an experience talking to franchise business, Mona, no, before. And this is actually one of the things that they help. Are you like helping them like build the systems in a business and make it like, yeah, so that they can grow their next branch
Franchisable.
or franchisable business,
Yeah.
E-Myth style, di ba? Michael Gerber.
Yeah.
Yeah, go. Is that what you do, Mona? Correct?
Yes, a little bit, because like I said, it has to come from the client on what direction he wants to go to, and then we just assist them on how to like build it slowly. In terms of the operations, we do assist in making the operations manual,
Yeah, that one.
the writing of it.
Uh-huh.
And syempre when you're just starting pa lang and you're small, napaka-easy lang your day-to-day operation. So we just try to complete that and write that out until we can complete it, diba? So and then it's easier to it's easier to teach your employees, and then we can then set up a system for you where okay, magmo-monitor ka na lang. You're just gonna
I
do
love
business
that.
decisions, management decisions for your approval. How do you want to grow? What direction you want to go after this? Things like that. But I know that this is a deal that's very unique, and so there's a lot of trust involved, because of
Yeah.
course you cannot just trust business to anyone else, right? And you can't
Right.
even
Yes.
you can't leave it to luck, like So you really have to work on it. So I guess there has to be an establishment of goodwill and really a good foundation of trust. Kasi of course we are sharing the risk din, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So yeah, we have
How are you sharing the risk, Mona? Like,
of course it depends if your agreement is
Partnership.
revenue sharing or just a management
okay.
contract.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like
Wow,
that.
so you're very open with that,
It's
no?
it's really like mini incubator, right? I mean, you're basically
Yes.
coming in and
Mm.
helping the business, I would say, establish themselves first, and really having the right
Yes.
practices in place. And I can tell you right now,
Exactly.
from experience, that one of the things I realized later on,
Mm-hmm.
I think on my third year in the business, that
Okay.
like I have messed up processes and I didn't have anything in
Exactly.
place, and
Uh-huh.
I'm like, one of the things that's really, and this really good for early entrepreneurs, no. One of the things that's really the problem there is that you end up being imprisoned inside your business, trying
Yeah.
to
Tell me
firefight
about
every
it.
single day, right? So that's the reason why. And you know what, Mona, just a kind of a side comment, your offer is very unique. I haven't heard
Yeah.
of anyone who is offering that. It did remind me of a book by Mike
Uh-huh.
Michalowicz. It's called
Profit first.
Clockwork.
Oh, not clockwork,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Clockwork, the other book. So he always have really good books out, but one is called Clockwork, and the idea is to do exactly what your company is doing, Mona, is to make sure that the systems are in
Mm-hmm.
place so that your business runs like a clockwork, or like
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, because basically we try to make operations better day by day because no matter how you structure everything, no matter how you plan it, things just go array sometimes. So, and that's why it's also very important that your people are managed well, and
Mm.
that's part of the services that we offer also. Pero we, of course, we are operating in the province, so um, these are not so technical people or very highly skilled people. So madali lang turuan,
mm,
as long as there are people who needs job and can actually, is willing to learn, and then that's easier to shape. Actually, it's easier to feed and to teach and to train. So yeah, and then you just give them the most easiest instructions to follow, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm putting my feet on your feet, no, on your shoes,
Okay.
pala. I want to understand because this is not easy. I would say
Yeah.
it's like parang you're accepting the problem of the business, right? Because you building that is definitely just accepting whatever is going on there. So how do you go about this, Mona? How do you so they might have, and business could be really complex, then a lot of
Yeah.
factors coming in, hiring, sales,
Mhm.
marketing. So do you cover all of those or may specialty kayo?
Right now,
Mm.
we cover all of those. But for
Wow,
the
that's
next two
crazy.
clients, but that's because just to set it clear, that's because we're part of the business, so we share
Mm.
revenue. So that's why we are really hands on in the process. Kasi 'di ba, business is not just about a seller, a product, and then a buyer. The nitty gritty, everyday craziness involved is something that makes those aspirants na to go into business. Kasi those are
Mm.
the things that they think they can handle. Eh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why I'm attracted to that. I'm starting to realize now what have I, that
Yeah.
I was actually putting myself into something
In a
really, but
difficult
I don't know
situation, but you're
because
learning a lot then, di ba?
yes,
Along the
yes,
way. So
like
yeah.
right now, but maybe because it works that my husband is an excellent cook, and
Uh,
because our clients are restaurants, I don't have to worry about the kitchen setup and everything. So most of the time, I'm only on the admin and the paperwork side, and he does all the kitchen operations. So yeah, I would say at this point, it would be kitchen operations ang forte namin.
Oh yeah, that would be
Yeah,
clearer because
everything.
I
Yes.
would be in shock talaga to understand the whole if
So
you're handling
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
That's crazy, right? So, and just want to add into that point, no, that I learned yesterday from Michael Uyo, one of our previous guests, that there is
Uh-huh.
no 1 million because you mentioned this. There's no 1 million product though or service. It's 1 million worth na execution. So anyone who can execute and deliver
That's
are those who can actually make the win and earn. I don't know with you, Joe. You agree with that, Joe?
I totally agree. I mean, but by the end of the day, I'm also in a group now that I'm coaching entrepreneurs, and you know, we can all talk all day and dream about the business, right? But one of the things I always tell them, like, do that one thing every single week and execute, because that's the only way to really succeed. Mona, just maybe this is the last question for me for this particular round.
Mhm.
You mentioned before that in your particular business model, it entails a lot of trust. And, you know,
Yes.
because you're sharing, I would say, the innards, right, of the business, and everything's visible from your perspective, right? And so for a
Yeah.
business owner with an idea, it might be difficult for that person to like open up. How do you establish trust to current clients now, or even like prospect clients?
Well, for prospect clients, I don't think that our services will be attractive to people who we rarely know. It has to be, it has to be someone or people that we have mutuality with or
Right.
commonalities with, and someone who I know, clients who are in the same area. Because it would be hard if like, diba, we'll be offering services to like for in your case sa Cebu, or because it's hard to manage from a distance. We cannot spread
Yes.
ourselves too thin, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we're also just focusing in our area. Para hands-on lang, we can be there all the time. So excuse the dogs
No
outside.
problem.
So yeah, I guess so. It can be because it's very unique. It can be for very selected people. Because like I said, you know, diba, it's your money, it's your trust. Parang ang hirap naman din ipagkatiwala to a management company. So yeah, it really has to be with people that you have built trust with. So there. So
Yeah,
ganon.
yeah. I really like it. I really like that explanation because you're I know
Right.
you're starting from, you know, this is 3 years actually. That's not yeah, we haven't reached the 5 year mark that people say na
Yes.
ceiling, no. But yeah, but so 3 years, fairly new. You have two clients, which is a hotel and a restaurant, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so can you share to us because this is going to be specific maybe to restaurant or service hospitality business. Can you share to
Yeah.
us what's the biggest maybe challenge or mistake or any real problem that they usually face? You know, what do you think? What have you seen through these companies?
I guess in the restaurant industry would be to be able to consistently produce the same level of standard ng products
Mm,
every single time,
mm,
right? Because they're being of course handled by your employees na and they're humans, diba? It's very prone to error. So no matter how you
yes.
specifically put in your standard na eto siya ganito gawin, there's always going to be um, mistakes along the way. So, and it doesn't even happen overnight, ha? Kasi like in our case, you know, until now at this point uh, in our career, it's still so hard to make that happen. So what we do, I think what I can share would be, um, just have something that you can always go back to, like write everything down,
Mm,
because that will always save the day. Like if you have your manuals in place, if if you have all your recipes in place and written down and the
We're
standards
not
in
talking
place,
about
you can always.
physical manual, Mona. Like what the
I
contact
sorry.
tracing has been done. We're talking about digital. It's really
Digital.
are you doing digital
Medyo,
manuals? Curious lang, curious. Is that
um,
handwritten?
oh no, no, it's not. No, I mean yes,
Yeah, you
of course
print
it's
it.
digital
Yeah.
manual, but I know that you have to have it printed, of course. So because if you have those, it's so easy to go back to and talk to your people about it or everyone about it. There's always I think that's really the weapon that we always have. Everything written down
Uh-huh.
so that it's easy to go back to it if something goes wrong. And of course, we can spend a whole day if I lay down all the
Yeah, yeah.
systems behind every policy na gagawin mo, diba, to make sure that everything works. But I guess the crux of it is that finish you have to have an operation manual so you
Mm.
can always talk to your people and remind them about it. So I guess yun lang kasi like in our case, two restaurants, diba? It's easy to get confused kasi ay hindi pala dito yun, doon pala yun sa kabila. So yeah, and since we have visuals to always remind people, yeah, visuals are also very important. You always have visuals to show them, then madali ma-remember ng mga tao
Yeah.
what they need to do every day.
Yeah, there's
Where did you
Go
learn
ahead.
these things? I
Go ahead,
sorry, David. Dave. Yeah, where did you learn these things? Because this kind of a very unique, I would say, set of skills, right? And you need to, like you said, you need to have bigger picture and at the same time
Yeah.
ability to zoom in. So, like, what's the background that kind of influenced you to have this? Yeah, to have these skills.
Yes. Siguro because I started in the BPO industry and I'm very, very thankful for that experience because in less than a year, I became a quality analyst. So, and that went on for 4 to 5 years there in Cebu, Performax. Hi.
Oh wow.
One of them are listening. So, in Lahog. So,
Yes.
yeah. So,
Dog.
what do you call this? So what I do as a quality analyst at that time is to make sure that everyone is compliant to the standards, right? And so I think that's where the quality really stuck with me, that the following of guidelines and everything.
Right.
And because after I left, I worked with several BPOs after that, JP Morgan and Chase, ADP. It's a payroll. It's an how do you call ADP? It's a third-party payroll system where they do the HR for other companies. It's also an outsourced service. So yeah, so maybe that's why
the
management
experience
services.
talaga of working working through those.
Yeah, and I think the most important one is also when I worked in the government, we naka-undergo kami ng training for ISO, Quality Management System.
Yeah.
And so it was a right shop for basically operating manuals, right?
Yeah.
So, and then of course, while we were running Moro Cafe on its first year, since its birth until now, we never stopped learning. But we also get attracted to a lot of courses and subjects, but we
Shiny
just really
objects.
focus on so we just focus on what we lack, and then we try to fill it with just learning about it and get the right course for us to learn it, and then napagtatagpi-tagpi mo lang lahat kasi when it's innate in you, it's just the pieces just go well together, and then
I love that.
it became Cocoa Crunch.
Yeah.
So this is amazing because one thing na I'm really big at, because finding those, maybe Joe is asking because people actually ask, I don't know if businesses actually ask credential, diba, mga word of mouth, ano ba yan, mga proof, social proof. So I think you have shown that through your experience, and also you're handling it mismo. You're doing the Moro Cafe until now. So yeah, so what's the next step for this? How do you scale this kind of business, Mona? So how do you do that? What's the next step?
Well, of course,
Yeah.
well, the next step will have to be dependent upon really the financial health of each business, and with that we have a company accountant for that who advises us really well on the next move. And of course, we're not just the only one deciding for it, because that's the beauty of partnership. And then, but what I can tell you is that we're really expanding, and
Catering to more businesses? More
yes,
business? Yeah,
yes,
wow.
and yeah, and maybe a little bit of consultancy, because I've been receiving a lot of inquiries about, like, especially I have friends and some colleagues who have started cooking and selling stuff, and they plan to make it bigger after the pandemic. So they ask us how to, like, simple things like how do I start my costing sheets?
Mm.
I have a problem with this. What do you do with yours? So yeah, I'm still finding time to answer all of them, but I'm getting that. So I think
Yeah.
I'll be gearing towards that also, but not so much of
Online parang training.
yeah,
Parang
but
ganyan.
not so much
Joe
on
can help
like
you with that. Yeah, so
but maybe not so much on new clients pa, Dave, kasi
yeah,
it's quite
still
heavy. Yeah, so maybe like consultation lang siguro, either free or it depends. But yeah, I'm really up for just learning now and then sharing to those
yeah.
who wants to listen.
The good thing about your business is that you're doing this sort of unique partnership, I would say. And as they
Mhm.
grow, you grow as well then, diba?
Yes, oo.
So
And
that's the win you're
it's a
looking
mutual
for.
thing.
Uh,
Exactly,
Yeah.
oo.
sige.
You really have a stake with this. That's something that's like
Different,
I
no?
can, both Dave and I, we know how is it to, like, the complexity of running one business, but you guys are running two businesses, and so I like, that's amazing. That's totally amazing.
Yeah.
All right,
I have my last question, Joe.
go ahead.
It's crazy,
So
but
Go ahead.
last question before we
amazing.
I know you're you just went out of your class, Mona. But yeah, so one question, because a lot of our listeners might be, and even my partner, no, she started this
Uh-huh.
brand called Tiamo, cookies lang, brownies to have her extra earning.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I saw
So,
your post. Uh-huh.
yeah. And a lot of business, I mean, a lot of people are starting this during this online selling, mga ganyan. So, and
Mhm.
here you are, starting your, you actually do this consulting with them, with this kind of people or this kind of
Mhm.
startups, no? What's your best advice sa kanila, mga who are just started their Facebook page pa, or or
Uh-huh.
they're planning to hire someone, maybe a help. So what's your parang tips to start this kind of business? Do you have that?
Mm. Yes. Okay. Well, I think I'll go back to the thing that I said earlier, not to write everything down.
Okay.
Because you really have to have a solid data for what you want to do. Because if yours, because myself, our vision actually is to achieve, operational excellence. And if you want excellence in the operations area, you need data. And you need to have your data straight talaga, because diba, it's so hard to do like, for example, in the case of the online sellers, no, parang it's so hard to introduce another product if they have not fully developed their first one. Parang, diba, try to perfect everything from the start muna, and then build from there, because
Okay.
it's easier to copy the steps to another. Just
Yeah.
transform that
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
to another steps. 'Cause, 'di ba? So it's so easy to transform as long as you have the structure na written. You just replace them,
Repeat and,
and then
Rinse and
yeah,
repeat.
tweak.
tweak and
Yeah,
improve.
and then tweak
Wow.
whatever is applicable.
I like that.
I like that. So yeah, I think
So,
this is
yun.
such an amazing interview. I know we're fast on the
Thank you,
questions,
Dave.
but yeah, we've
Mona is
learned.
also faster to answer, right?
Yeah,
So,
she was studying about the big picture. So hopefully, for those of you who are watching this and are watching this on replay and maybe on our talagang on the Spotify and Apple, feel free to send us a comment or any question that you like. Maybe we can send it over to Mona right after. By the way, we have a group. My group
Sure.
tayo, di ba, Joe, for people
Yes,
to answer.
that's
So we
what we
have the
meant.
founder mastermind. We also have 9 to 5 and big picture. So pili ka lang dyan.
Yes,
but
yes.
but nonetheless, yes, we're now gonna move on to what we call our lightning
Lightning
round. Mona.
With the-
Oh my gosh.
All
So
right.
we asked this question. So go ahead, Joe, for our
Mona,
questions.
What is that?
who or what inspires you?
Okay. This universe.
Yeah,
Tama.
exactly.
What inspires me? Um, it's so well, I think maybe because I realized my purpose, um, and I think I found the meaning to life. Maybe not that's so deep. I know it's crazy, but
It's
when
great.
you find that, I know not everyone would find that. I think that I would say I already found it, but I'm not very vocal about it yet.
Yeah.
But my actions, all my actions and decisions are all geared to that direction. So I'm inspired to fulfill that because we live just once, and there's really no repeat, right? So yeah, I guess finishing everything before time runs out. You have to do everything that you plan to do because, especially now it's pandemic. We lost a lot of people. I mean, maybe you guys
We did.
also lost a lot, yeah, diba, friends and everything. So you can't help but wonder, what, diba, what are you planned for in this life? So I think during this 6 months without this is the effect of not going out for 6 months, and then you
You get the
realize,
meaning.
okay,
Yeah.
what's
Amazing.
your purpose, diba?
Yeah.
What's the meaning of life? And then once you find it, then just act on it, act towards it, so that you won't have any regrets.
I love
God.
that.
So I guess that's it. I think that's what pushes me now to
Wow.
what inspires me. Yeah.
Wow.
Correct.
Really clarity, diba? So, okay, so let's move on to the next question. Mona, what is
Meron pa?
Yeah. Meron,
Next time.
marami to. What is your morning routine, Mona? You have a morning
Okay.
routine. Yes.
Well, yeah, recently I had a morning routine. This is just recent kasi but before this I was like, okay, I'll wake up whatever time I want. But now I just in the last week, my morning routine is stretching, really stretching in the morning, or yoga if I'm inspired to do it, and then light breakfast, and then work, and then take a nap. Always take a nap in the afternoon, and then set a time na, okay, stop na, no work na. It's time for my husband and or my family. So I just really make sure that I'm productive for just a percentage of the day, not everything. Kasi sometimes I'm not sure if you have experienced this also, na even if you're in your relaxing moment, you still tend to think about work, you ruminate. So that's very bad, diba? I mean, you really have to fight that. Yeah. So
this could be another discussion about this. I wanted to have someone
one
talk
episode.
About
one episode
about handling
and this
stress.
is a good discussion.
So,
this is a good point. Yeah.
Well, so basically more time for your health, and of course work pa rin kasi you have to grind kahit walang pasok, you work at home eh. So just really do not forget to take time for yourself, to breathe, to exercise if that floats your boats, whatever. Just do the thing you want to do, and then if you're not in the mood to work, then stop, don't do it. That's what I do sometimes. Yeah.
All right.
Right. So what resources, this next question, what resources, what show, song, poem book, whatever it is that you can recommend for our viewers and our listeners today.
Yes. Well, that is so perfect timing because look at the books.
Yay!
Wow,
I'm ready. I told you I was
wow.
ready.
Sige nga.
Okay.
Let
So
us see the
let me get
books.
you one. Well,
Yes,
this will
please.
really help you have. Sige. I have two, but okay.
Yeah,
I'll
go
just
ahead.
pick
Go ahead.
one.
Share
Go
it to
ahead,
us
go
the
ahead.
two. We'd love to know
Okay, the
about
two.
that. Sige, go.
All right. So, I have one. It's called Lean and Agile.
First time I've
There.
heard about that.
I took it from someone. Don't judge.
Harbor.
Yeah, he will learn about it today. You can finally confirm that
Who's
I
the
was
author?
one.
Who's the author for this book? And what is this about? Real quick.
It's from American Management Association. So it's
Wow.
William Rockwell, James Grabber, and Neil McCormick. It's about rethinking workforce planning and gain a true competitive edge. So this book talks about workforce planning. Remember, I know I've touched on that earlier about hiring. You know, it's people management because really you have to work. You have to work on perfecting your, as an entrepreneur, perfecting your skills in managing your people, because your people is your revenue, is your resource also. Do not think of them as a cost, they're your resources. So you really have to think on maximizing their time with you without I forgot my train of thought. Sorry.
Yeah, so
But,
we should check that out. We should refer.
yeah, it's really good.
can-
It's really good. The
And what's
second
the other
one,
one?
okay, the second one is the Complete Idiot's Guide to Lean Six Sigma. So I'm all
Wow,
about Six
interesting.
Sigma, you guys.
I like it.
So
And it suits, it suits you because I mean it's about very
Yes.
becoming efficient, right? With whatever
Yes.
you're doing. Yeah,
and eliminating waste, because that's
eliminating waste.
your main goal.
We need that. We
Amazing.
need that. I need
Yeah.
that.
We
Yeah,
should get
so,
someone
yeah,
from
why
Six
not?
Sigma, Joe, no? Someone who
Bita, Dave. All right, Dave. I agree with you. I know someone. But thank
Yeah,
you.
an
I
expert.
mean, it's like I will just tell you, we haven't won in the what is this, the 70th episode, Dave?
Oh,
The people that
70th.
we've interviewed before. It's the first time that we've heard of that type of books, and I love it. And
Yay.
thank you.
I
Thank you.
recommend this. I recommend this to you guys also kasi it's every business it should be your best friend kasi 'di ba? Sabi ko nga, you have to always have your data ready, and so the
Yeah.
only way that you can interpret your data is if you learn this book. So, or this topic, Six Sigma.
I like it.
Lean Six Sigma.
Wow, first
Alright.
time I've heard about those books. Amazing. I should have ako lang yata walang book background dito. But anyway. No, challenge ako. But yes, for those of you who are watching, do check out those books. But Mona, so my last question of the day for mine, and Joel
Are
has
you
his
sure
last
that's
question.
I will have a
This will be the last.
Yeah, this is the last one.
Last from me. So what a lot of our listeners, or a lot of Filipinos in general, are working abroad or doing OFW work, or also stuck in a job that they might not like or might not be happy with, and there you are starting this very audacious business that very unique then. So what's your tip to those people who might want to take the leap and start this business or entrepreneurship in general?
Mm-hmm. Well, I say don't be afraid to start anything. Kasi that's really where I think it adds to the spice of life. Because, like I said earlier, you find your purpose and your meaning. You can't find it if you are afraid to take risks, So, and with anything naman that if our fellow Filipinos would start running their own businesses and they're just, hesitant because they lack know-how on how to do so, there are a lot of references and services out there. Maybe maybe there are companies like us who we don't know yet, diba? Who can always assist them. And take advantage of DTI because
Oh, wow,
they have a lot of courses and learning programs that help MSMEs, right? So just look around and look for the right resources for you because I'm sure, you know, you're not just looking right, but they are there. You just have to look around talaga and you know, just don't be afraid. Just start what you want to do. It's now or never. No, even if it's pandemic time, just see where you can start. Yeah.
Awesome. I really like this quote. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And so, yeah, I agree with you. Last question, Mona, and I always say this is the hardest question.
Yeah. Last sa akin, last sa kanya.
Last sa kanya. It's last for me. This is the last for both of us now. This is the hardest question. Mona, if people want to get in touch with you, what's the fastest way to do that? Or where can they find, your information about you?
Well, yeah, you can always look up our Facebook page, which is Emprise Management Services, or you can email me. I don't know if it's LinkedIn below, but I'll just add this later. Just feel free to contact me. I will answer anytime that I'm free. And if you'd also like what do you call this, insights about running your kitchen and all, or recipe stuff, my husband is an excellent cook, and so he can help that because we do things together. So yeah, just ask away, and if we can help, then we'll definitely do.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, all of those links will be at once this goes live in the website and also on Spotify and Apple. That will be on the bigpicture.ph / episode 70. Wow. 70 almost 100. Yes.
Wow. Awesome.
All right.
So I'm PH 70.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm TBP 70.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mona, for
see, that's a data. That's a data you can start right there. That's the code I gave you.
Thank you for taking the time with us. I appreciate that you said yes to this interview, and I think for all of you who wants to start, who might be able to start a business, I think it's very clear. Don't be afraid to take risks. I think that's really important. So yes. Any last words from you, Joe? Feel free.
Let's
for
have
last questions.
No more questions.
Mona, any last message you'd like to give before we go?
I'll just repeat what I said in the beginning because that's really, that really resonates a lot with me. So I'll just say it again. Just take your ideas into action, and then just dare the world to stop you. Nobody should stop you. Just push lang ng push. And Joe and Dave, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here today.
Yes.
And thank you, Dave, because I think there's a lot of us in the Founders Masterminds community, and you invited me first. So I don't know why, but here we are. So yeah, it turned out to be a very productive interview for me. I hope it is for you too and your viewers.
Of course.
So yeah, and nice meeting you, Joe. So yeah, thank you so much. I had fun today, even if I had to skip the last part of my class. So I hope they're not watching today.
I've actually have a fellow of your I think if this is your friends, Camila, Malika, are watching us right now. So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you,
Sabina,
guys.
thank you for inspiring us, Mona. So all right. So Mona, you're an inspiration for everyone watching this. Someone also commented, can't pronounce the name, Joe. It's in Arabic. Anyway.
Okay.
So yeah. So
that's my friend Iman.
So
Hi,
everyone.
Iman,
everyone there. Dare the world. Let the world stop you. Yes, because you have
dare the world to stop you.
Amazing. All right, that's it for me. This is Dave.
This is Joe.
And this is that's Mona.
Mona. Goodbye for now.
Bye for now.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.